What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is part 2 of episode 2, which is how to use your host effectively after TU6. And I did this video with one of my teammates, Bobby Rice. And the next three maps that we're about to go over are Pavilion, River, and Security. Okay, now it's time for Pavilion. And from pre-TU6 to post-TU6, Pavilion is one of those maps that still runs the same way. It hasn't really changed much. Bobby, what do you think you should do when you're a host on this map?
Well, you can either do a 2-2 or some kind of push down low for bow. If you're pushing for bow, you're going to want your host there and in the fight, because otherwise it's just you're going to lose bow and then you can potentially lose the round. So on bad side, teams usually find themselves inking out the bow because, well, it's bad side.
And this is bad side over here, where I'm standing at right now.
But you could either do a 2-2, ink out the bow, on the 2-2, I personally like having the host down low just in case of any sudden pushes the team does. I like to throw the ink to make sure the ink's where it's at, and also you can also get a good cross and the guy's picking up the bow and running away. Cause some problems with your lancer or pistol. But on a push, you're gonna want to be aggressive on the bow. You're gonna have a potential guy crossing, supporting you from the statue, and an ink grenade behind the L. So you can either take their side, get them crossed up, or get bow and get back.
Now, so as he was talking about, he likes to full rush down low a lot. So when this is good side over here, and what he does is he throws his ink behind the L back because he wants to put pressure on that guy, and he's gonna have one of his teammates come here to statue, throw crosses on him as he's trying to roll back, get back to the bench, and throw crosses on the guy that might be a mid statue or back wall. And he's gonna have two of his teammates come in from the L bags, and you can pick up bow when you're taking cover on this wall. Bow's not here right now, but you can't pick it up when you're taking cover on that wall. So if the guys on the other team retreat, they're gonna back up. But if this guy's still lingering around, or if any guy's lingering around over here, they have support from mid statue, and they're gonna fight this battle. And they're gonna get back with bow, and they're gonna set up. So you got two guys pushing through the L bags, a guy lancer from statue, and he's throwing his ink behind the L's.
And once I'm done throwing the ink, or whoever's throwing the ink, you can also support. But if there's only one guy down low and he runs back to the mortar, you need the guy in statue or the guy in ink to run quickly back up top to make sure you're not getting flanked by 2 or 3 people.
Exactly.
That's really key. That's the only downside to the 4 low, is that you are exposed up top. But most teams, they won't be ready to have 3 guys push your side up top
Right away. Okay, so that
yeah.
4 low is is a strat to catch the other team off guard. Now, as Bobby was saying on bad side, how he inks out bow, and, mainly because, like I said before, you can pick up bow on this wall, and as that guy tries to get back, you see he has that lancer support right there on the bench. There we go. Now, another one of the things that you can do with your host is that you can bring them up top, and with stopping power in TU6, if somebody tries to take that mid room, your host can effectively neutralize them. And if you're able to take mid room, and once you help your teammate get in there, one of the tricks I want to show you guys for the snipe is that this hill over here, if you get on top of this hill, and it's the guy across right on the L bags, is you got a clear shot to him when he's lancing or on that pillar that's right there.
Whoa.
And it's an unsuspected shot. Sometimes they won't see it coming because they'll be so focused down low on torque ball. Okay, everybody, now we're going to talk about River. Now, pre-TU6, you've seen hosts a lot up in Snipe Tower because they had great angles on watching boom shot on their bridge. Now, Bobby, where should the host go?
Well, 2 different sides, good side and bad side. On good side, he can go basically wherever you want. It just all matters upon the spawn. You want the first guy running to hit the sandbag, the second guy to pick up the boom behind him, and the third guy to be there for the revive because they're going to be crossing and he's going to go down.
And that's for good side. And one way to tell the difference between good side and bad side, everybody, when you spawn, if you look up and you see clear skies, that's good side. And if you see mountains, that's bad side. And he was saying, front spawn, hit the sandbag, second spawn, pick up boom, and third spawn be there for the revive. And then the fourth spawn,
you're going to want to get back.
and you're gonna want to get back. You don't want to keep pushing, and that fourth spawn is gonna throw a good, nice, effective ink on their side, so it's inking this entire sandbag at anybody that tries to push up. And also, you gotta take into account that they're gonna be trying to ink you out too, to ink out on top of boom. That's why this is another one of those maps that you gotta base everything off of spawn, and that front spawn gotta pick up that boom shot. Okay, now as I was talking about before, throwing good effective inks. Inks is everything about this map. And I'm gonna pick up my ink and I'm gonna try to get my ink on the other side of that sandbag. And what I'm gonna aim for the edge of this little block right here. And let's see if I can get this ink perfect on my first try.
Dibs.
I'm gonna aim for it. I'm gonna throw it as I'm walking forward. And that ink is where he can pick up boom, not get hurt, but also at the same time, he's putting damage on all these guys that's on that sandbag right here.
Basically clears out the whole area.
Clears out the whole area. And on the bad side, you want to do your best to get that ink right on top of boom. Now to explain you guys the setup that's on bad side. And the reason why it's the bad side and the good side on this map is because on the good side you can get to boom a lot quicker, and the bad side you don't get there as quick. That's why you want to throw your ink right on top of boom when you get it. Now what you can do is, for a nice basic setup on this, is you can still send 3 mid, and some of the spots where your teammates can sit and Lancer and your host is right here from this block. Easily get good shots on the guy that's picking up boom, and you could down him, and if his teammates try to chain revive, you can keep down on him, and hopefully the ink is there on top of boom, so the ink help a lot. And also you can come to this crack right here in between cars and still get a good lance on the boom. And you can also send your front spawn to come up here right away and get into the fight and try to get a nice one shot on boom, or the guys can kind of fly to the sandbag, because you have about a 5-second window before that ink hits mid-bridge. And also what you can do is you can send 2 to mid-bridge to lance the boom in those spots. You can have one guy ink out on top of the boom shot, and also you can bring your 4th guy into water, and sometimes it's going to be a battle down here, a battle that he can fight. But if not, you can grab this ink, and this ink right here, you want to throw it against this back wall, because what it's going to do is it's going to go above the mid-bridge and still do damage in those spots. Now it's 2 spots that you can throw them in. Right here on this side, you want to throw it to the right of this dark mark a little bit, and on this side over here, where this little shade is, where you see this little this little step right here, you want to get it right up in there and just throw it up against the back wall. And what it's going to do is it's going to appear above the mid-bridge and do damage to the other team. Okay, now we're at our last map, security. And from pre-TU6, it hasn't changed much. You still want your host to go inside in the button room, because taking control of the button is very important. I'm going to show you guys why in a second. But you can have your host come inside, and the first thing he can do is he can stop and he can lance down the hallway. Once again, just like Pavilion, he causes commotion, gets guys down, forces them to come back, get revived. And once he gets in here, he can take left hand, kind of watch the room, because people are going to be coming in to push. And once he gets control of button room, big crosses around the map, down here T-bags, back wall, L-bags. And what he's going to be able to do is help his teammates outside get bow. And when he's coming in on the other side, he has right hand here. Same thing, same concept as the first side I just showed you guys. And it's easier for him, even if he wants to push the fight, take that fight over here and just get control of button room on your host. So Bobby, what's your opinions on this map?
Well, this map sucks, but you can make things work. You can make things work. On good side, good side inside is when you have the right hand advantage. It's so easy. You can have a host. When you do 3 inside, first 2 guys automatically take button, and their objective is going to be to push. And like Blaze showed you earlier, that the host Lancer will just, even if you don't get that down, that guy's going to be full red, and he's not going to know what to do when 2 guys are pushing him with shotties. It's almost an instant success every round. And the only bad thing about it is, on bad side, it's either you can do a 4 push outside, or you can play defense for this push inside.
Yep, and You know, once you take control of the room, it's like, okay, you took control of the room, you help your teammates outside get torque bow, and it's like, okay, what do you do then? Because now you got control, you got bow, and you got the other team, you know, sitting back over here, you know, waiting for you to make that move. Now, when you're inside, if you try to come down through here, you're gonna have a guy on this wall over here waiting with an L trigger. Same thing with the other side. You're gonna have a guy in this little cubby waiting with an L trigger, just trying to take you out. Now, what you can do is you can, you know, if you get control of torque bow, you can take that torque bow outside and try to move up on the flank with it. Move up on the flank and just try to, you know, contain your opponent and just keep throwing down that crossfire, throwing down those lancers, and just try to make a frantic force from the push, or just, you know, eventually get a bow off or make it down happen. That wraps up this video. Thank you guys once again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it for you guys. All comments are appreciated. And you guys can check my team Ill by Nature gaming on the Gears of War 3 beta on April 18th at my live stream at justin.tv/guy_blaze.